Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on the scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts.
YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A and LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. Now, fam, look, if you are not a member of the 2A in LA fam club, I do not know what you are doing at this point in time. As a member of the fan club, you receive unreleased content. You'll receive content early. You become automatically eligible for all the giveaways that we do in our bi-weekly live streams, fam. Look. I believe I offer some of the best giveaway opportunities on YouTube. So make sure you're a member of the fam club. It's only $2.99 a month. Just click on that join button down below. And if you are interested in any of the 2A in LA merchandise, just hit that QR code in the corner. You see it. You see it right there. That will take you to the 2A in LA channel. Also, you can sign up to participate in a lot of our giveaways there. So make sure you hit that QR code. All right, that's it. Now let's get back into the episode. All right, fam, we have a good one for you today. Although I must say, and you'll see what I mean when we get into the review, this is one I'm a little bit more conflicted about maybe than any other gun that I've reviewed on the channel. But before we get into that, look, fam, let's just take it in. We are, of course, talking about the Q Boombox, chambered in 8.6 Blackout. Let me just let you guys take this bad boy in. Look, fam, I can tell you that aesthetically, Q knows what they're doing. Q knows what they're doing. They know how to put together a very aesthetically pleasing gun. I would say, generally speaking, my experience with their firearms is that they are also very good shooters. But look, let's get closer at this bad boy over at the Tactical Formulary work desk. All right, fam, welcome to the Tactical Formulary work desk. So this is the Q Boombox, the 16-inch rifle variant. And you know, along with the rifle itself, the round is partly the star of the show. So you can see here, I've got a traditional 5.56 round. You can get a feel the size of that. That's a 300 Blackout. This is a 308 round, and this is the 8.6 Blackout round, fam. This is a show stopper. If you want to know why people are more interested in, or could be more interested in an 8.6 Blackout versus, say, a typical 5.56 or a 300 Blackout, look at the amount of pressure you are applying in terms of the bullet itself, as compared to even the 308. Look at the head on that gun. Now, to be able to shoot a 308 size round in a rifle that is this lightweight and in a gun that is this quiet, I think is what makes the Boombox attractive. Now, this is a semi-automatic direct impingement rifle. You've got the XL cherry bomb on the front of it. The trigger is literally the best trigger ever made, done by Q. If you're in the state of California, it's got a 10-round fixed magazine. If not, it can come with 20 rounds. And so again, to have that kind of capacity on such a lightweight rifle that can be carried, I think is what makes this gun unique. It's got a 2-position collapsible brace on it, as well as a mag pull pistol grip. So look, I have it here with the D&T optic, which I am doing a review on, so we'll get into that in another video. If I didn't, I'd probably set this up with like an LPVO setup with a top mounted or side mounted red dot on it. I think that's what would probably get the most benefit from a rifle like this in terms of an optic package. But look, that's the tabletop view. Let's get into the review. All right, fam, so we're back. Let's dive into the review. So if you've never seen a 2A NLA review, kind of works like this. 0 hot trash, 100 best gun in the history of the world. If you get something 50 to 60, that's a right down the middle score. That gun's going to be reliable, going to go bang every time, just doesn't have a lot of feels or thrills. You get something 60 or 70, that gun has maybe a feature or two that separates itself from the norm. If you get some 70 to 80, okay, now you're talking about a gun that's pretty feature rich and has distinguished itself above the field. If you get something 80 to 89, okay, now you're talking about kind of a best-in-class gun, and anything 90 above, that's rail gun status. All right, fam, let's dive into the fit and finish. I will go ahead and I will put the specs up there so you can have that at your fingertips. You got an aluminum handrail, 70-75 aluminum upper and lower, 2-position collapsible stock, ambidextrous safeties, adjustable gas block, 16-inch barrel. Look, I think it's very well done. And if you guys watch the channel, you guys know I'm a big fan of V7 rifles. And that's because V7 puts a real quality, does high quality construction at a very, very light weight. And this is exactly what Q was doing with the Boombox. This gun weighs an impressively light 5 pounds, 8 ounces. And look, I think that, like I said, super lightweight. You can tell this was a gun that was very, very intentional, right? And so, look, I think they did a very, very good job with the fit and finish on this firearm. You've got a mag pull pistol grip, cherry bomb muzzle device. This is a direct impingement firearm, so it's not piston driven. Again, adding to that light weight that we talked about. Look, I think fit and finish is very, very well done. For fit and finish, we're going to give it a 14 out of a possible 15. All right, fam. Next up, reliability. So here's the thing. What had happened was, and nothing bad, nothing bad. The gun ran very, very reliable. But this is one of the things that I'm a little bit conflicted about relative to this review. This gun was very much meant to be run suppressed. And unfortunately, I am in the state of California where suppressors are not legal. And so while this gun ran very reliably unsuppressed, I think if you're going to have issues with reliability, it's probably going to happen once the gun is suppressed. And so the fortunate thing is, look, you've got an adjustable gas block on this gun. So if you do have some issues, you can always adjust it to accommodate for that. But it's hard for me to give you a rock solid reliability score, even though I put a few hundred rounds to this gun. Now, look, I will also say this, that normally I run a lot more rounds than a few hundred. I think we ran about 350, 380 rounds or something, like 370 rounds through the gun. Normally I do 1,000 and up, but look, this gun is 8.6 Blackout, and that's something you have to, it's a very rare caliber, not easily accessible, and that's something you should be thinking about as well. It's really only made for this firearm, and so I wasn't able to run as many rounds through it as I normally would, but I really didn't have any issues with reliability. But because I couldn't suppress it, I can't give you a full-throated reliability score. So we're going to give it a 13 out of a possible 15 for reliability. All right, fam. Next up, durability. So again, aluminum handrail, upper and lower. Look, I think the gun is really, really well put together. Clear anodized coating on it. I think you're going to find that the gun is durable. Obviously, I can't speak to long-term durability when we've only ran about 300 to 400 rounds through the gun, but I feel like based on my experience with other Q guns and my experience with, you know, kind of rifle, the AR-15 platform in general, I think it's a well put together gun. I think it is durable for durability. We're going to give it a 13 out of a possible 15. All right, fam. Next up, trigger. This is, after all, literally the best trigger of all time. And I say that jokingly because that's what Q has named their trigger. And I got to say, fam, it is a good trigger. It has a you're kind of at that wall. It has a very decisive wall, crisp, clean break, short reset. I'll go ahead and put the pull weight up there. But the Q makes a good trigger. If you're looking at picking this gun up, there would be no need to substitute this trigger out for another trigger. For trigger, we're going to give it a 14 out of a possible 15. All right, fam. Next up, accuracy. And you know what? I'm going to put these next two categories together. Accuracy and ergonomics. This is, in my opinion, where the gun shines. This is definitely a 1 MOA rifle. I was getting very, very tight groups out at distance with the gun. Again, I can't speak to the accuracy once the gun is suppressed, so take that with a grain of salt. Ergonomics are off the chain, like I said. To be able to put a round like this, let me zoom in on that. To be able to take that round and put it in a package like this, that is this lightweight, this accurate, is what makes this gun special. Ergonomics of the gun, I thought, were really, really good. So look, for accuracy and ergonomics, we're going to give this gun a 10 out of 10 in both categories. All right, fam. Next up, aftermarket support. Fam. If the gun really showed up and showed out relative to accuracy and relative to ergonomics, here is where you get into a little bit of trouble. The 8.6 Blackout round is very proprietary. You know, it's a Q thing. I don't know, like I mentioned earlier, you know, ammunition is not easy to find. It is not inexpensive to shoot, and consequently, you know, you're going to be heavily reliant on Q to support you relative to this firearm. So look, for aftermarket support, we're going to give it a 2 out of a possible 5. Next up, maintenance and upkeep. Fortunately, it is in kind of a AR-15 configuration. Take up and take down is very, very easy to clean. From that perspective, I feel like it's a knockout of the park. So for maintenance and upkeep, we're going to give it a 5 out of a possible 5. All right, fam. Next up, affordability. Look. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and put the MSRP up there. It is not an inexpensive gun. To me, this is for a very specific buyer. This is not your average AR-15 guy, right? This is somebody who is going to run this gun suppressed, who wants something that's lightweight and something that they can take out some distance. And so, look, this is not going to be the rifle for everybody, especially given the price, especially given the caliber, and especially given the nature of the round. So yeah, it is what it is. Affordability, we're only going to give it a 1 out of a possible 5. All right, fam. Next up, flex. Is Instagram going to go crazy, or your boy's going to be like, yeah, yes, 100%. Look, having a Q gun in and of itself by many is considered a flex. Having an 8.6 Blackout gun by many is going to be considered a flex. Having a gun that weighs 5.5 pounds and that shoots out a caliber like this is going to be considered a flex. And so yes, this gun is very, very, very flexy. For flex, we're going to give it a 5 out of a possible 5. All right, fam, if you add all that up, you get an 85 out of a possible 100 points, fam. I told you, when you start getting into the 85, 89, you're talking about a best-in-class gun. And really, you know, this is, for now, kind of a one-of-one nature type of gun. And so, yeah, I think that it's not a gun for everybody. It's not a rifle for everybody. But if you are looking for a gun that shines when it's suppressed, if you're looking for a gun that delivers an impactful round, if you are looking for a gun that is carryable, that is lightweight, look, the Q Boombox checks all of the boxes, so to speak. And so, yeah, fam, look, shout out to 2A Zone for providing this gun to the channel for review. This would not be a purchase for me because I am in California, and until the NFA laws change and we can run a suppressed gun, this one wouldn't be on my radar. But if I was in another state or free state, absolutely, this would be a gun I would be looking to add to my collection. So again, shout out to 2A Zone for providing the Q Boombox to the channel. It was a blast getting this gun out on the range and putting rounds to it. It was a pleasure to shoot. One day, hopefully I'll be able to shoot one of these bad boys suppressed. And if I do, I'll report back to you. All right, that's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.